fear and horror are an appropriate response.
Which I know very well, so I've lived in London most of my grown-up life.
I think he should apologise.
There is no other reason to be given why you have not gone to hell since you have sat here.
I believe it's the only historical accuracy in that film.
Well done, Nish.
I believe it's the only historical accuracy in that film.
You can keep your passport for now.
Hooray! Right. Our next correspondent is the most British person in the UK right now.
Trust me. Shit up on the rhythm, gonna get up on the rhythm. Shit up on the rhythm, gonna get hit it. Shit up on the rhythm, gonna get up on the rhythm. Shit up on the rhythm, gonna get it. Get up on the rhythm, gonna get up on the rhythm. Shit up on the rhythm, and I want my cinnamon. Get up on the rhythm, gonna get up on the rhythm. When I shit up on the rhythm, Monday is the day that we roll.
It was very exciting. It's like a baptism, but into a religion that wants fewer members. And then you post that photo to Instagram and tell all your friends that you got an OBE.
I was just reading a quote while revising for exams, that the nature of any society is exposed at its margins. And I was thinking about that in regard to refugees and forced migration, this idea of how are we treating people who don't fit in, who don't belong.
Replace traditionally established institutions and organizations with fake organizations. Take away the initiative from people. Take away the responsibility from naturally established links between individuals, group of individuals, and society at large, and replace them with artificially, bureaucratically controlled bodies. Instead of social life and friendship between neighbors, establish social workers institutions. People who are on payroll of whom? Society? No. Bureaucracy. The main concern of social workers is not your family, not you, not social relations between groups of people. The main concern is to get the paycheck.
Was it difficult to get a British passport?
Well, it's taken me 10 years in a Scouse regional accent course that was fucking boss.
To like do proper clean your houses up and knock the houses down quick and get people moved out and that.
The only people who are fond of this now empty estate are the schools of driving instructors.
So we're going to the spot where I first started noticing these guys. They're always there, they're always standing there waiting, sometimes approaching cars and that. So I want to see if there are any there today. Yeah, there are.
It is estimated there are several 100,000 immigrants working illegally in the UK without papers.
And yet there are still some lawyers who say, look, he's a nice character, as a matter of fact. There was some witness who said, also a criminal, who said, well, he's a nice guy. I asked him one day to burn a house of my enemy, and he wouldn't do it. He's a nice fella. Erosion. A slow substitution of basic moral principles, whereby a criminal is not a criminal, actually. He's a defendant. Even if his guilt is proven, there is still a doubt to kill or not to kill, to be or not to be. Thou shalt not kill, yes, but this line may not necessarily be applicable to a murderer.
I like the course as a whole because of the fact that it was so interdisciplinary, so you could really look at the various dimensions of such a complex issue like forced migration. So the more legal dimension, and then political, geopolitical, ethical, and also more anthropological.
He shows me footage of his current place.
I give him £60 from week. I living there 21 people. It's very dirty. I know 4 house, and it's here 120 Romanian guy.
So he has contributed very obviously to what I'm doing right now. But in general, I hope, obviously I'm interested in an academic career, but also more broadly to work for think tanks or international organizations. And I think the master and the PhD then are stepping stones towards these goals, yeah.
to be either forcing them out or locking them up. But my experience is that most fall through the cracks.
It's a sort of cycle that's just creating more homelessness, more alcoholism, suicide. You can't cope like that, and I think it's tragic.
Derby today. United's supposed to be coming to this pub. 360 turn, you'll see the old Bill there watching us again.
What's going on today, mate?
I'm hoping to kick fuck out of a red.
Why do you sound like the Cookie Monster?
They city, they mad, they'll kill your mum and dad.
Oh yeah.
Was that a joke?
Because the other day, someone done a shit in the toilet, like, it was so big, it looked like an arm. Fucking Steve's nearly fainted when he saw it, man.
I thought it was reaching for me, bro.
Right, now listen, yeah?
Many residents have felt forced to move out. The council then failed to stop drug addicts moving in and gangs of looters setting fire sporadically to the streets and houses.
Maria, how have relations between the police and the community improved since 1981?
Prior to 1981, we had many allegations of police brutality, verbal racial abuse, to a scale that was unprecedented, I think, for a particular community. After the riots, we noticed, a complete drop in police complaints for quite a long time. Also a drop in racist attacks. Our problem is that we have no formal liaison with the police since the riots.
Despite various national and local government improvement schemes, much of Liverpool 8 still remains desolate and derelict. One of the few new developments in Liverpool 8 is the Jolly Street scheme, bought by the council from a private developer and now being used to rehouse council tenants. But comparatively few black families are being moved onto the estate. There is also further evidence that black families are losing out when it comes to rehousing.
So tell me about the houses.
Just all dead scatty in there. It doesn't mean that it's like only a couple of people live around here and that. It's gonna be soon. It'll be probably a bit better because it's gonna getting all new houses. Brand new houses, like a village. Yeah. All these stone ones getting knocked down, and the posh area over there is not.
A recent report blames the allocations policies of housing organisations, both public and private, for cases such as this.
Take away the initiative from people. Take away the responsibility from naturally established links between individuals, group of individuals, and society at large. Establish social workers institutions. People who are on payroll of whom? Society? No. Bureaucracy. The main concern of social workers is not your family, not you, not social relations between groups of people. The main concern is to get the paycheck.
I want to know what you think. I want you to know what kind of people we are, what kind of government we'd be.
What kind of country?
Refreshment from start to finish.
The finding of truth and freedom.
If you want to change something, you have to be a part of something. You have to get involved, you have to educate yourself on it, and you have to make a change from inside. It's all good and well having opinions saying no one listens, but if you're not there to be listened to, who's going to listen?